To quote George Carlin, if you read history, you realize that God has been one of the leading causes of death. He has been for thousands of years. Hindus, Muslims, Jews, Christians, all taking turns killing each other because God told them it was a good idea. End quote. Conversely, religious organizations like the Salvation Army have helped millions of people across the globe in the last year alone. Why is it that religion creates so much good and yet results in so much division and strife? Today, I'd like to take a look at the various pros and cons of organized religion. Having studied religion and philosophy, I've had the opportunity to read and try to understand various religious viewpoints from around the world and throughout history. From reading actual religious texts and attending gatherings to watching intellectual debates on YouTube, I've spent a significant portion of my time trying to figure out what we should be gleaning from religion, as well as trying to understand the negative aspects that come from allowing a belief structure to infringe upon personal choice. I am not attempting to persuade or dissuade you from religion. I am merely comparing and contrasting some of the various positive and negative consequences of religion. We have all encountered religion in our lives. We hear it on TV, in our music, in our politics. It permeates almost every facet of every culture on the planet. Even if we personally don't subscribe to a religion, many people around us do. Therefore, it is important to try to understand the positive and negative aspects. Religion is simultaneously a phenomenal tool for teaching morality and a philosophical shield for the most heinous acts. First, let's take a look at the positive aspects. Religion helps to shape and create societies. We have all heard about the Ten Commandments, and whether you believe in Christianity or not is irrelevant. Some of the Ten Commandments have very real moral value. Thou shalt not kill, steal, or bear false witness, or lie. I think we can all agree that these are very important rules of society. Every religion has nuggets like this, but most of them boil down to one simple rule, the Golden Rule. Treat others as you would want to be treated. The idea of this appears in every culture in some form all the way back to the ancient Hammurabi Code of the 1700 BC. There it's a bit darker, saying an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I think we can understand that even though that is kind of vengeance based, it is fair. And it's because of rules like that that we can build a society. Treat others as you would want to be treated. Religion also helps adolescents develop positive moral attitudes and behaviors. According to Epstein, King, and Furrow in 2004, religion helps children develop positive moral positions. Everything has to be taught to people. We have to learn everything. And so religion allows a base for our learning, for teaching right from wrong. And it provides simple stories passed down from generation to generation that teach good and bad, evil and good. Religion also helps the less fortunate. For example, the story of the Good For example, Christianity gives us the example of the Good Samaritan, a person who saw somebody down on their luck on the side of the road and helped them out simply because of kindness. If you've ever found an injured animal and tried to help it, you shared in the idea of the Good Samaritan. On a larger scale, religious organizations like the Salvation Army help millions of people every year. In fact, according to the Salvation Army's 2013 annual financial reporting, over 28 million people in 2013 were given assistance of some kind, from general social services and holiday assistance to providing transportation and disaster relief. To the people that need this assistance, its value cannot be overstated. Whether it's helping the less fortunate, teaching the next generation about morality, or allowing us to have open, cooperative societies, religion has several positive aspects that should be embraced by the people around the world. But even though we clearly benefit from religion, there are several negative consequences that jeopardize the very foundations of the societies we use religions to build. Next, I'd like to examine the negative aspects of religion, from its inappropriate role in government to the atrocities done in the name of various deities. Religion is used as a justification for setting discriminatory government policy. The late Christopher Hitchens was a philosopher and intellectual that debated religious leaders and advocates on several occasions. He gave the example that religion has been used as a justification for treating his gay friend, Stephen Fry, a fellow comedian, as lesser of a person. Religion is often used as the reason why gay marriage is not allowed. It is times like this when it seems like the golden rule has been forgotten in lieu of other beliefs. But if you don't believe in the golden rule, then all other belief structures, including society itself, crumble at their foundations. Religion also causes war and strife. From the Crusades to the current war on terror, religious differences have either been the reason or have been used as the reason for one group to attack another. To paraphrase Monty Python, nobody expected the Spanish Inquisition, but it happened anyway. I don't say this to be flippant, but to point out to point out to what horrible ends religion can allow people to mistreat other people. It is in the name of religion that people were burned as witches in the Salem witch trials. These atrocities cannot be allowed to happen in a civilized society. Along these same lines, religion is used as an excuse to justify fanaticism and hate crimes. From the killing of abortion doctors, to the suicide bombers of Pakistan, some of them being children, to the splinter cults like that of Jonestown, who followed a man named Jim Jones with such blind faith that 304 people killed themselves, many of them children, by drinking cyanide-laced Kool-Aid. Because religion is faith-based, it is vulnerable to those who would seek to use it for their own ends. When we look at the hatefulness, war, and discrimination done in the name of religion, it becomes easy to rail against it. So now the question becomes, how do we get the good without the bad? We've seen how religion can negatively impact our lives, but we've also seen how it can the positive things it can do. We all can understand the concept of treat others as you'd want to be treated, but we can just as easily see that some people don't follow that rule. In conclusion, I think it's important that we all understand what religion is, what it can bring to our lives, both good and bad, and that we understand how other people think and feel about this very sensitive topic. To some, it is unimportant, even disdainful. To others, it is everything, something worth devoting an entire life to understanding. It shapes the world we live in now, but it also has the power to destroy the world, as it did in the Dark Ages. Right now, religion is tearing the Middle East and Indiana apart, even as it clothes and feeds homeless around the world. So what are we going to do with religion? Well, that choice is up to us. Thank you. And go Badgers.